Now, so this is a technique by Professor Wally J. Now, the only problem with the technique, right, is while demonstrating it, right, depending on the person's skill level, he's getting the person to do a jab like this, right? Now, when you go under, right, all I have to do is elbow you. Let me demonstrate. So, he's going, I'm doing this, right? I'm doing a jab. One, I don't leave my jab out, right? Because I know you might could grab it, right? Two, if I were to and you were to go under me like he is, I can drop it into an elbow, right? If I took martial arts at all, right? One of the problems, and I'm not saying all the techniques are the problem, right? Just a few. This technique is he's trying to go to the leg, right? See. Right. Well, I got two legs, not one, right? Even though I'm disabled, right? I could knee you, right? Two. When you're going down with the other leg, right? You're trying to grab my leg, right? Which is often not advised in a self-defense situation, usually. Unless you have the person where they're very disadvantaged, right? First. He's the sensei, right? If you're letting your sensei do that, okay, right? That's okay, like I told you, in the dojo sometimes, right? The problem is, if you have a experienced street fighter even, okay, I know. Some of them can be arrogant if they're knocking out somebody with one punch. I guess that's what they're saying as well. And just throw one punch and think they'll hit you and knock you out or something. I don't know. See, I don't understand why he thinks that technique looks rational to a trained martial artist when it don't, right? I see several flaws with it. I can, even if he grabs my leg, do what's called a flying knee kick, right? To his solar plexus or ribs, right? Even, right? And jump, right? If he grabs my leg, and even kick him in what's called a sacrifice jumping kick, right? See, if I kick him, right, and I can at least kick, say, stomach level, all I got to do is, as he's capturing my leg there, jump and kick and then land on the other leg, right? Same leg, right? So you learn things like that in karate. Now, of course, that was before I fell and stuff like that, but still. Now watch again, right? Right. Now, that's the point, right? But grabbing one of my legs don't mean I can't kick you in the other leg, right? With the other leg, right? You're grabbing one of my legs, right? Right. Well, another takedown, if you grab my leg, is to kick your leg behind the knee, right? If I kick your leg with, say, a side kick or a front kick, you're gonna buckle. Right. Again. See, there's other techniques you can do, right? Right, right. To get it, that's a bear hug, for example. Now, the thing is, you want to, do something about the arms around you first, right? One of the things that I understand is a knuckle strike to the hands, right? Right. I see how that could work because you're striking their knuckles. Then you grab one of their hands and twist it off, right? After you do that, right? Now that one might work, right? Let me see that later. See there, he's twisting him to the outside, right? And bringing him down kind of quickly. Though again, the problem I don't like about that is the person has two hands. And when you do it with the person who's your uke, your uke is not a street fighter who, if you try to put a wrist lock on his lead hand, which could be the right, but what if he's really a southpaw and he wants to cold cock you with the left? The jab is usually a distraction, right? To set up for a left hand punch, right? Right. If a boxer is a southpaw, right, they're going to lead with the right, right? He's leading with the right, right? Even though it's reverse angle or reverse mirror, right? Right, right. Again, when you go into a technique, right, with one hit, one punch, right, I got two hands, two arms. You're taking for granted your uke versus someone on the streets. That's what I keep trying to explain to you. It's not the throwing technique itself. But what it is you got the person withholding, attacking you with both hands, right? You have him throwing a jab or something, right? Well, a jab is usually to set you up for the other hand, right? Meaning the person might be what's called a southpaw or a left-hander, right? Now, a right-hander will usually lead with his left, not his right. Not his right. Anyway, so again, see, that's because he's on the ground, right? That is the left hand, right? Yeah, yeah. Right. But the uke is also letting him, right, put him in the hold as a demonstration. Now, I'm not saying, right, if you throw both hands, he couldn't defend against it either. But that again, this demonstration, right, takes for granted when he goes in, right, that the person can use both hands sometimes, right? That's what I'm trying to explain here, right? This way, so when I try to push his head, that's it. And keep tight. As I lift my butt up, I'll bring it up. So, you see how he turned in, right? When you turn in, right, and I hit you with the left, and I'm a right-hander, I can punch you or elbow you or even kick you if you do it. Dude. You also, when coming in, have to watch out for that if you're on the street. You understand? This is fine to demonstrate a certain throw. You understand what I mean there too, right? That's what he's doing too, right? He's showing you a certain technique, right? But the problem with that technique is if you're fighting someone on the street, right, and they're leading with their left hand, right, that's to set you up for the backhand to hit you. When you go to turn in on me, I can do a simple rabbit punch, right, if I'm a boxer, right, to your kidneys as you're coming in, or even your spine, right, as you're turning in, right. That's what I mean, right? You're taking it a little for granted, right? When you do a technique and my lead hand is the left, right? Like I can't hit you with both hands as you're coming in, right? I'm not saying you can't deal with it either, but you got to deal with both hands to do something with the backhand in case I could use it against you. And like I said, one of the things I suggest is this, right? And I'm doing this for a reason too, because I've been watching it and pausing it. Now, this is a tape series with Professor Wally J, and this is his third tape, right? And he has 5 total. Now, the first tapes deal with using your fingers and getting them in finger locks, right? The second tape is an more explained idea of the first, and this tape is dealing with genuine jiu-jitsu techniques, right? I know. Right. Now, yes. See, he's doing what's called going under the arm. Now, the thing is, you have to do something about the other hand. I know. Now, even if you punch him in the bicep, right, as you're coming in, right, and they go under to do the throw, the punch to the bicep will cause him pain, right? Then you can do the throw, right? But you got to remove the possibility at all that he will hit you with the right hand first, right? Because the lead hand is the left, right? And usually people, if they're leading with the jab, are going to hook you with the punch, with the right hand, right? I know. Now, even if you do, say, a hammer fist, right, to the collarbone, right, you're still distracting him and then go and do the throw under the shoulder, right? So that's called the line armbar technique, but he's also using what's called a what's it called? A shoulder throw. What's a shoulder throw? Well, you throw someone from the shoulder, right? See, he got under his shoulder and threw him over his shoulder, right? Now the problem is he didn't do nothing as he was going in to prevent the right hand from hitting him before he did the throw. The problem is, I could be doing a 1-2 punch. I set you up with the jab. And I usually don't leave it out there when I do. You can't. You might even be able to grab it because I'm going to do it like this, beam. That's my jab. I'm in and out. I don't leave it out there for you to grab. Usually either, right? If you grab it, you got to grab it before I pull it back, right? For one. Right. So, right. Now, he's doing almost a hammer fist to the head, too, right? Looks like, right? In case you don't know what that is, right? Now, again, right? Even with my hammer fist, I'm gonna boom and then bring it back, right? Or boom. Right. That's called the shoulder throw, and that's the lion armbar, right? Now, like I told you, if a female were to attack me for no reason, right, all I would do is let her throw a few punches and try to block her to calm her down, right? If I can't calm her down, I'll call 911 on her and say, you need to leave, or I'm going to call 911 on you, right? See, I ain't got to let her hit me, but I can't hit her back necessarily, right? Even if I took karate. Because, see, I'm the male. I could probably whip her little butt in no time. If I wanted to. If I was a violent person towards women, again. But I'm not. Even if they're trying to attack me, right? Now, you got a gun, okay? I got to get the gun from you somehow, right? So I'm going to comply until you get close enough if you're dumb enough to do it, by the way. Unless you know you can't and you're going to just shoot me in it. If I tell you I can take that gun and shove it up your butt, you know you can't get close to me, right? So what you going to do, just shoot me in cold blood on my own property? Probably what I asked him with the Comcast girl, too, right? Because if someone's coming up, right, they think me and the Comcast girl are going to get it on, too, right? Like me and the girl in the salon, right? And then what they're doing is they're trying to entrap me into something, right? They're pretending I knew something I didn't know about her, right? Until I went to the store, right? They're using coincidences in life to do something that's attempted murder, right? And see, they can't know she's 15 and her lie to me, right? That she's not supposed to work into the store until she's 16, right? Even if her dad manages the store or is paying the rent, right, there, she still has to inform me legally that her dad did train her and is allowing her to work in the store even, which that's all she would have to say, right, if 15. And I would have then allowed her to do my nails, right? That's another problem too, right? You can't, though, not tell me you're 15 if the state requires you to be 16 to do the job. I don't know you. I'm also not trying to get you in trouble if you're 15 and doing the job. I don't know you. Michelle is a common name. The only one who would know Michelle is someone talking to me on YouTube and using your name To act like I like you when I don't know you. I know. But like I told him too, it's not statutory rape if you don't have sex with me. But it's also not statutory rape if there's a legal requirement for the job and she's trying to do the job anyway and lied about her age to me. She should know better. Why? She's old enough to want to do the job. And maybe at 15 she might could. Right. But the state still requires her to wait another year. And if she's not really being emancipated from her dad, or was trying to get emancipated from her dad, she then has to, at 16, get her high school diploma or GED, get certified first, and then she can do the job. Right. Whatever that requires. One, it requires her to be supervised, which she was. Right. So she could have told me she was 15, working in her dad's store, and I would have been fine with it. But the problem is I lost an hour of time around her. I lost maybe 20 minutes with the Comcast girl, and she had to wait for 15 before she could leave. And I don't know exactly the time she got there, but it was probably close to 10, right? And I know she left within the 15 minutes allowed, so she might have been in the house 5 to 7 minutes before someone showed up being an ass, right? And interfering with me getting my cable fixed because it was a woman. Right. And I have to be what? I don't know. Women can work in the cable companies or with TV repair. Yeah, I do. I'm hip. I'm not square either. Right. But some people say it's hip to be square. I don't. Try to be square. But I also know the times they are changing. And at the same time, the Comcast girl showed up to help fix my cable. And usually, I get dressed to open the door. Because I didn't know it would be a male or a female. And on my way to let her in, I would put on my shorts. Right. Now, only if someone thought who knew the girl came to the door tried to interfere with my memory of what happened and threw my underwear back, or my shorts back, into my laundry room. And I came to in the back bedroom again, kind of like an instant replay. Put on my shorts again, and now she's trying to leave. Right. And I don't know what the hell happened. How can I tell the truth, Comcast girl, if someone blacked me out? You know who it was. Of course, they can threaten her too, however they black me out. Right? Right. But I still don't know who it was. Right. But it's got to be someone who could see the van, see it was a female approaching the door, pretend I would have sex with her or her with me, like the girl at the salon, and try to interfere with it possibly happening. Possibly happening. Right. Mm-hmm. Though it may have never happened. Right. Like I said. Right. When you have amnesia, kind of a time slip, you know someone close to you is the only one who could know, right? It was a female technician and not a male. Even I didn't expect one, but I know they do work for Comcast. Xfinity does. So, who did it? Only the Comcast girl knows, right? And if they threaten her too, I don't know, right? She might not say anything. I guess, right? I don't know how they blacked me out, though, honey. Did they shoot me or something? Or just hit me over the head with a weapon and take off my underwear and throw it in the back, right? Well, they do, right? Around shorts, right? I know we were probably initially just talking about the problem with the cable, probably, right, too, after you came in, right? And I usually say, again, the 6 feet to 10 feet, right? Right. But what he do? And there's 2 neighbors that have cameras. Maria and Sarah. But Sarah's kind of been out of it. Right? She had a stroke, right? But not Maria or Rose. And someone needs to butt out of my business. Unless she called Barbie, right? So she used to be Mrs. Barbie, right? So that's why I don't know what exactly is going on, Thomas Barbie, but something happened again, right? And I know when I'm being blacked out or not, right? I don't normally lose time either, right? And what are you, Jason Voorhees, trying to stop a 52-year-old man from finding a wife and girlfriend? I mean, seriously. The reason the mom started killing them is her son drowned while they were doing normal teenage stuff. But there again, the son ain't playing by the rules because there's a time to swim, right? And a time not to swim, right? Kids. You understand, right? We have rules even today with dating, right? One of those rules say if you have premarital sex, even in the Bible, all you're required to do is ask the girl's hand in marriage. If she refuses or her father refuses, you were to pay her something. That's it. That's it. That's called not reading the Bible. And men coming in after Jesus and changing it. Because it's too lukewarm for them. It don't say what they want it to say. Because see, some men want to control who their daughters can even marry. And do what's called arranged marriages. And make them marry some strange man with money, usually. Like Trump and all his wives, for example. Who has the money to get it. I don't even have the money right now to do anything but a court wedding anyway. Exactly. Like I said, what are the girls again trying to seduce me into the bathroom or something? I know. That should be a joke, right? Though I know you can have sex anywhere like you could in England. The problem is people glance over the Bible, but they don't necessarily hear what it's saying. They take it for granted too. Or they cherry pick something. See, Solomon is a married man with 300 wives. Yeah, he don't want an adulterous or an unmarried man seducing his wives, plural. Even though that's not a normal number, meaning 300 kings with their 300 daughters got Solomon to marry them all. Right. And it's also rumored that the 700 ladies in waiting, or maid Marians, or whatever you want to call them today, was also with him. Right. It's using a different word there than previously, as with Bilhah or Zippah, whatever it is. Right. And Bilhah, probably because of neglect from Jacob, right, went to Reuben and had sex with his firstborn son, right? And she was probably, doing it out of loneliness too, right? Right. But Jacob also noted it in the blessing of him, or if you want to call it that, right? And went all the way down to Judah, who had some kind of strange business with a woman named Tamar, who had to play the harlot to get him to raise up seed to his own son, because his firstborn son died suddenly. His second-born son spilled his seed on the ground instead of raising up seed to her, right? And then the third-born son was young, right? So that's a cougar there situation for the woman, anyway, right? I know. But like I said, some people don't mind the slightly older woman or younger woman. It's up to the female. But she too has to be legally able to not only do the job, but if she's not, tell me the truth. Then I wouldn't have flipped out on her if that's what they're saying I did or not. Right? If I flipped out on her or something, they're hiding some of the information from me. Right? Not me. I don't know what happened really for me. Right? All I know is I'm trying to get my nails done, and then suddenly it's almost 4 o'clock. Right? I've been in there almost close to almost 3 hours. Right? Somewhere in there. Or an hour and 50 minutes to be exact, right? Including a 40-minute nail job, right? Or so. 30 to 40 minutes, right? Usually. And then, right, I don't know what all happened, right? Or how I lost the time. Or why I had to see Arctic dogs instead of Terminator, or and then I feel like someone's reverse stalking me and interfering with my dating life. And there's one girl, Sheena Johnson, who had the biggest problem about our brief relationship in '93, including sex under a tree, under a blanket. Which she never said I couldn't have sex with her. And not all backsliding Christian, Sheena. And I told you I went out to church but was a backsliding Christian, right? I didn't hide nothing from you, right? But I had quit going out to church for a while too, right? I'm sure I did. And then I was with like 5 women before you, right? What do you think I meant, right? If you're not sure of something, honey, you can ask me. Well, what do you mean when you say we were with 5 women, Gene? And I would say, well, I had sex with him. Right? Right. Though they didn't commit to me. Right. Nor did you. Right. And I was confused about what happened there. Right. I guess you were too. And you tried to break up with me, but I didn't know what the problem was. I tried to hang on for at least 9 months. And then finally I said, oh, hell. I don't know what's wrong here. Right? And gave up. Because sometimes law replaces love. And love covers sin. It don't condemn the sinner. Satan used to be a coverer, a covering, and instead taught Adam and Eve to eat of the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. We at least know that much, right? The thing is, I don't know any fruit that makes you aware you're naked after you eat of it. And you were naked the whole time, right? That makes zero sense unless Moses is wanting a parable within a parable. He says something about the fruit of your body, right? And the fruit of your offspring, if you will. The fruit of your cattle, right? And the fruit of your fields, right? Or trees or whatever, right? And then in Judges, they talk about men as trees, right? From there, it goes all the way to John and Jesus, who says, every tree, like Sheena Johnson, bringing forth good or bad fruit, is cut down if you don't repent, right? And cast into the what? Fire. I'm not casting her into the fire. I'm trying to forgive her, which is also what Jesus said. Forgive the trespass to be forgiven your trespasses, all the way up to murder. Which is what Jesus did, right? To be resurrected by God. And I'm trying to worship the same God, right? Now, if Sheena has this problem still, she's got to get over it. You know what I mean? She can't keep murdering her ex-boyfriend just because we had premarital sex, like it ain't in the Bible either. It is. People just reading it wrong to you. And they're confusing you. And if you're attempting to murder me and aren't, only God can raise from the dead, not Satan. I keep telling her that too. God can't raise from the dead. Huh? God raised Jesus from the dead, right? Not Satan. But even the Antichrist, right, would have to be raised by God, right? And not Satan or medical science, by the way. And it's not Gabby Gifford, idiot, right? Even though shot in the head. But she's trained. And really the Antichrist in disguise. I don't know what you crazy Christians think anymore. You're not reading the Bible. Constantine and the Christian Orthodox made you anti-Jesus. 50-50. They made you not know him, as the Gnostics were trying to teach you the knowledge of Christ. Right? And believe me, they mentioned Jesus in more of a positive light, but also that he's androgynous, right? As Paul said, right? Not in just Galatians 3:28, But also, in 1 Corinthians chapter 11. Now, he's using the Greek andro, not anthro, by the way, and guinea for woman. And andro. The Gnostics know this is about Adam. And they talk about hermaphrodites in one of their books, right? And say Adam was a dyke. I don't think it meant dyke. Sorry, ladies. If you're gay, you know what I mean. But it said dyke, right? Because some of it had worn off, right? But before it's talking about a hermaphrodite, right? Yeah, even a hermaphrodite is not fully like what's called an intersex person today, right? That's the real thing too. And the worst confusion people have is from the Bible. People want to privately interpret it and then come up and start a new church and act like, oh, I got the secrets, come to my church. Right? I don't want you even freaking around me. You're so messed up by now. I'm just fine believing what I believe in the law. Right? Bye.